What's going on, everyone? Lauren Sisler here with AL.com. Got Cole Cubelic with Jocks Radio, three-man front, as well as the SEC Network. And we got a little someone special.
She wanted to hang. So, yep, she wanted to hang out.
Little baby Cube Kit is hanging out with us today as we get ready for the holiday season. She's all decked out in her holiday attire, and she might give us a little prediction at the end of this. Maybe, just maybe. So, we got a matchup between Auburn and Minnesota on January 1st in Tampa in the Outback Bowl. And Cole, just your overall thoughts about this matchup as a whole.
Well, I think you have a complete team in Minnesota, first and foremost. Don't make a lot of mistakes. Very efficient quarterback. Tanner Morgan actually set the Big Ten completion record 2 different times this season. That's all time. That's not just on the season. The all-time single-game completion record. He did it twice this year. So he understands how to take care of the football. He understands how to direct that offense, but I think they lack some explosive power. And when you watch their run game, Lauren, they don't run a lot of gap scheme stuff. They're mainly an inside zone team, which I feel like Derek Brown, Marlon Davidson and company will be very efficient at holding the point of attack. They're not going to really be able to get a lot going on the ground. And if they don't have those weapons on the outside to be able to generate explosive plays without a mobile quarterback, I think it could be a long day for this Minnesota offense. Now, Daniel Faalele, their 400-pound right tackle, yes, 400-pound right tackle. His status is unknown. If he's not able to go, then you're down an offensive lineman against the best defensive line in college football. So it could be a little bit more tough sledding for the Minnesota Gophers.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. I mean, obviously they start the season 9-0. PJ Fleck has been an incredible coach, Big Ten Coach of the Year. I love what this program has done, especially for the fact that this is the first time that they've accomplished this 110 games since 1905. So it's been a lot of fun, but I would agree with you. I think that Auburn's going to be able to handle them. I think that they've got, some deficiencies, and for Auburn, obviously, I feel like they're kind of hitting their stride. Obviously, coming off the Iron Bowl win against Alabama, there's been a little downtime, so I don't know if you get a lot of that juice. But, overall, this football team, brings a little bit more star power, in my opinion. And obviously, I think Bo Nix no longer the freshman quarterback. And I think this will be a really good opportunity for him to really come out and showcase his skill set and sort of really turn the page to 2020. And I think that's what this Auburn football team wants to do, especially with Chad Morris now coming in, to handle the offense with Gus Malzahn. And so my question for you, too, is, I think a big discussion this time of year. A lot of teams have guys sitting out because of the NFL draft and whatnot. But obviously Auburn, by all accounts, I don't think we have anybody that's expected to sit out. And that wave kind of started with Derek Brown and then Marlon Davidson. What is your take on that for guys to come back? Why do you think these Auburn guys feel it in their hearts to come back? And I know part of it's because Derek Brown came back for his senior season because he said, unfinished business. I'm going to get my education. This is what I came here for. So we kind of know why he's doing that. But what's your take on guys, sitting out bowl games for the NFL draft?
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm never going to be okay with it. I'm never going to fully understand it. Number one, I was never in that position to have $5, $10, $15, $25 million on the line. Just wasn't something that I was ever really able to be a part of. Now, I always understand it. And I'm never going to point a finger at somebody and say bad teammate, bad person, bad decision, selfish player, because they are protecting an investment. It's become big business, and I understand that. So I don't like it. I'm never going to completely accept it, but I do understand it. And I'm never going to be mad at a young man for doing that and doing what he feels is best for his future and his financial security, which could last in the rest of his life, and what could be best for his family. I think it's a personal decision. I think you're going to have certain individuals that place their teammates ahead of them, in front of them. Josh Allen at Kentucky last year, a perfect example. I saw him in his bye week in Lexington this year. He had dinner with us, and we brought that up. And he said, listen, my teammates went through all of that season with me. We did all training camp together, spring ball together, lifted weights together. I wasn't going to let them down in that last game of the season when we had one more thing to prove. Now, if a guy doesn't feel that way, I understand it. If he has a different mentality, I get it. But I also have an appreciation for the guys that want to come back and want to play. And you think about Mark Stoops, a guy that he's got Lynn Bowden coming back this year. I think culture has a lot to do with it as well. And Gus Malzahn has a positive culture. He has great leadership inside that culture. And some of the upperclassmen probably feed off of each other. And once one guy said it, I'm sure the other 2 guys probably weren't going to let that happen to them. So they want to be there representing this individual team and their university, and they want to go out on a positive note.
Yep, and I think you said it there. It's the culture. And I think that there was a lot of concern with this Auburn football team when things were a little bit up and down, especially midway through the season. What's the chemistry like? What's the culture? Gus Malzahn, hot seat, fire him, this, that, and the other. But I think that things have kind of, as we're putting a big bow on this season, it certainly speaks to the culture of the football team. And to me, that's a positive sign heading into 2020 by all means and by all accounts. So to wrap this thing up, I want to get your prediction. So biggest matchup you're looking at, biggest concern for Auburn, greatest challenge, and what's your score?
The biggest matchup for me, honestly, is Antoine Winfield Jr. I want to see how P.J. Fleck uses him. Do they try to bracket Seth Williams? Because he's a guy that can take the football away. He can be very dangerous in coverage. I think they can do some different things with him. And Bo Nix has not been great going to other targets. Mm-hmm. And we talked a couple of times this year when we did these shows that he leaves the pocket a little bit too early. An extra month of practice, can he sort of overcome that? Can Chad Morris maybe help him? Can Chad Morris add something to the offense? Let's think back to last year. This plan for the bowl game was totally different against Purdue than what we had seen down the home stretch of the regular season. But for me, it's how will Seth Williams be handled in coverage? And if he is doubled or if he is bracketed, can Bo Nix force himself to go away from him and make smarter throws and smarter decisions? And my prediction for the game, I just don't think athletically Minnesota's going to be able to keep up. I think they'll give good effort. I think they can stay in the game for the first half, but I think Auburn pulls away late. I'm going to say 34-14, Auburn wins this football game.
I think that's a good prediction. I'm kind of in that same arena. I think these teams kind of mirror each other a little bit offensively in terms of the run production and what they're trying to do in running the football. I think it'll be key for Auburn to be able to run the football in this one. Obviously, I think this game might be, somewhat close early on, but I think Auburn will run away with it handily. I've got them winning this one 38-21. And what about you, Miss Kit? You heard it. There you go.